Kong and the very nature of the industry and the business here, there are new faces, trainers, jockeys. What are the big differences that you've seen over the years with the people coming and going, and has it, the racing scene itself changed all that much?
The racing scene's changed a hell of a lot. When I came in '96, there were even still Class 6 races, and I don't think the caliber of horse was anywhere near what it is now. I did travel with Indigenous and Oriental Express in those days, but Ivan was a genius, and those were kind of the best of the best then. I reckon there's horses here now that would compete, well they do, they compete internationally and they're competitive internationally. So the standard of horse from when I started until now has gone up dramatically. And I think the standard of jockey has improved. I think the whole of Hong Kong, its racing jurisdiction and the racing in particular, it's got more competitive. I think people from all over the world can see when there's a photo finish, there might be 6 or 7 horses going across the line, and there might be between 3/4 of a length separating them. So the handicapping system is very competitive, and I think that with the place itself, with what Hong Kong racing expects from their jockeys, I don't think there's any jockey that's riding in Hong Kong at the moment that wouldn't make it anywhere. They are physically, mentally, and homework-wise really prepared.
On Hong Kong racing as well, it's quite unique in the way it works. There's no agents, there's no jockeys, managers, so you're doing all that sort of work yourself. How do you, over the best part of 2 decades, remain loyal and keep your integrity with all of this when it's a merry-go-round almost sometimes?
It catches up. Like I say, everything has a shelf life. It all catches up, and you try and keep everybody happy, and but unfortunately, at the end of the day, you're trying to get the best possible rides and win as many races as you possibly can. So you're going to upset a lot of people along the way, and not that you intend to, but it does happen. And there's often races where 2 horses might get in the same race, and you've been working both of them, and you have to make a decision on which one to ride. So you've got to let somebody down, and it does catch up.
So if that's the past, the present, what's the future holds for Douglas White? Still plenty to look forward to?
Still plenty to look forward to. I'm still very ambitious. I'm still very competitive. I love horses, so it'll always have something to do with horses. But at the moment, I'm still happy and healthy and fit. So we'll just keep chipping away.
Using Frankie Dettori, who's I think he might have a couple of years on you actually, Frankie, but he said he'll ride until he's 50. Do you set goals like that, or is it just a case your body will tell you when it's time to move on and do something else?
I think your body tells you, and I think when you lose that competitiveness and that edge and wittiness about you and that hunger, I think I don't think anybody can tell you but yourself, and I think if you're honest with yourself, you'll know when it is. I think by Frankie setting a goal at 50, I think that's fantastic. And I would probably love to do that, but unfortunately in a jurisdiction like Hong Kong, it doesn't allow you to set goals on your terms, when you want to stop and when you want to do this. It'll be up to whether I get it relicensed or whether I want to continue. We'll see what happens.
If we played a game of what if, whatever it is you do go on to do afterwards, who are the people, you mentioned Ivan Allen a little bit earlier on, the big influences in your career, the people that you've taken things from?
I think, Wong Tang Ping, I rode my first winner for him on a horse called Fireball, and it's just amazing how you can repay people that help you out through your career. And his last runner as a trainer, I rode that winner for him, and I got down to ride 115, and I got up and won a short head. So he gave me my first winner, and I gave him his last winner.
用個太陽世紀啦，放下放下，跟住有財進啦，然後就係銀貨，仲有多少高超啊，特快靈區東北烈啊，亦都揾到位出啊，順利嚟都上嗰啲㗎啦。去到最後300米嘅時候啊，太陽世紀啊，仲係佔邊少少嘅，見到東北烈啊，我當咧衝得相當勁啊，跟住咧就係有呢個財進啊，仲有多少我當個順利來咁樣。去到最後200零米嘅時候，東北烈馬咧已經係透血榮而出啊，勝利在望嘅財進啊，搞住第2位嘅，然後就係順利來啊，咁樣個終點第1名就係東北烈馬，第2名財進，第3名啊就係順利來。
前方上直路約莫仲有300零米左右，前面放頭依然仲係富源，第一上嚟追佢就起勁步，外面喳聲追緊上嚟，仲有隻北金烈馬中間打緊邊，仲有嗰隻就獵區嚟嘅，前面富源依然領先啊，外面北金烈馬3排2步就撲緊上嚟嘅，中間起勁步都係攬下啫，富源依然領先，外面北金烈馬喳聲上嚟，大雲衝咗上嚟，仲有嗰隻就係多旺嚟㗎，北金烈馬就鬥緊富源，富源依然領先，但北金烈馬外面喳聲上緊嚟㗎嚇，富源北金烈馬好似話一齊衝終點，相當之接近嘅第3、4名，亦要影下相啊，睇下獵區定係多旺啦。
During the interim of him training, he helped me out, but he also became a friend and a very good trainer. So the likes of him and of course Ivan Allen, my association with John Size, we had a great innings. David Hayes, he was a really good mate as well. They've all been there and they've all had an influence, but my innings with Tony Cruz, I rode for him for a year. It was fantastic. So I've been on some really good horses and I've had some good associations with a lot of people. But I would say one of the wisest and astute and best horsemen would definitely be Ivan Allen.
And is there can you describe the feeling when you do ride a good horse in a big race and you win, whether it's a short head or 3 lengths pulling up? Can you describe that feeling, put it into words?
It's very difficult to if someone hasn't ridden before, but it would be like putting your foot down on the throttle on a sports car and it just kicks in and it sort of sucks you into the seat. And I'll never forget horses like Oriental Express, and especially one of the few was Ambitious Dragon.
國際一級賽2000米。外比標女王杯準備一開閘嘅時候啊，哎呀，紅心威龍嚟一個大慢閘啊！咁啊，前面快啲嘅馬咧，見到中間位置有沙貝利咧，入邊就卡達勝嚟㗎。外邊趕咗上嚟有包裝大師，再出邊有爆冷啊！跟住後邊呢，大約第5位到啦，見到中檔位置仲有何方神聖啦，喺佢入邊黃衫黃帽捷達河㗎。外邊呢，就係呢個火龍區㗎。再後一踏嘅馬啦，先見到呢，仲有紅心威龍呢，可能都特登稍為慢啲閘㗎啦。依家蝕翻上嚟內欄第8、9位到啦，響出邊有好先生，中間智勇威龍啊！咁啊，再殿後嘅馬匹尾4位置魔法幻影啊，尾3呢就係呢個西角浪人啊，尾2呢就係呢個音樂廳暫時殿後灰馬嗰隻加州萬利嚟㗎，走內欄嘅位置包尾㗎。開始過呢個呢就係800米嘅段柱啦，前面包裝大師火龍區啊，跟住後邊呢仲有呢個沙貝利何方神聖㗎，後邊第5、6位仲有爆冷同埋出邊黃衫就好先生㗎，再後多少個馬匹呢，仲見到卡達勝啦，中間捷達河啦，咁啊韋達呢，咁啊慢慢走咗上嚟就係呢個紅心威龍㗎啦，再後邊嘅馬呢，先見到智勇威龍啦，個大外檔呢，仲有魔法幻影啊，後啲先有音樂廳包尾加州萬利㗎，入正最後直路啦，前面火龍區呢，騎咗出嚟先㗎啦，包裝大師埋欄唔多㗎啦，見到中檔位置上緊嚟有沙貝利啊，大外檔上緊嚟呢，就係呢個紅心威龍啊，再響中檔位置有爆冷㗎，再邊追緊呢，仲有柏寶呢隻魔法幻影，最後100零米紅心威龍騎幾步已經係突圍出啦，火龍區一路響第2位埋邊上嚟有加州萬利，中間爆冷接近終點，紅心威龍韋達贏啊
Ambitious Dragon, you had to really sit and wait, and when you press the button you had to be sure that there was clear running, because the way that he quickened, I mean he used to sink 2 inches lower because his stride would lengthen, and you would have to anticipate that, because if you didn't you'd almost get that kickback, like you're going to fall back in the saddle. So the only way I can truly describe a feeling like that is when you put your foot flat down and that car kicks in and you feel that pull, and then you just have to steer it and hope, well not hope, just steer in the right direction. And it's a phenomenal feeling I think every jockey lives for. It's probably like a golfer hitting that sweet spot and finding the pin. It's what keeps you going back, and it's what we all wake up for.
So your advice for anyone, doesn't even have to be a jockey, any walk of life, if they want to be the best of the best, persistence will take you so far, and talented obviously important, but there's a scrap heap full of talented people. What's the winning formula of a champion's mindset?
There's no shortcuts. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Ivan Allen taught me that a long time ago, and there's no shortcuts in life. So if you want to take shortcuts, and you better think again about being a champion, because it's all about time, effort, and dedication. You know, it's a long, tough road and a dedicated road to be a champion. And you know, when I see the likes of the Roger Federers and those guys going around and just maintaining that form you've got to believe what the work they do behind the scenes. Not many people appreciate it, you know. To watch him is just graceful. He's poetry in motion. But what those guys do behind the scenes, and likewise what I did for 13 years, and what any champion would do, it's hard work. So there's no shortcuts.
Might be where I was going wrong then.
Probably.
That's it. Brilliant stuff. Thank you,
Thank you.
Douglas.
My pleasure.
佢哋會再次得獎為港爭光。
其實除咗佢哋之外啦，唔少人馬啦都曾經喺翻呢個國際舞台上邊咧取得一個好好嘅殊榮嘅。嗱，就好似咧我哋13個偉大咁樣，亦都曾經多次贏出呢個女王杯，甚至乎係浪琴標香港係。